Alright guys, I just had started the strike from Down Under TLC. This has got 7 battles. Now these targets have been run before, part of siege based TLCs. The same targets, and in that particular TLC it would be price pack 1 with 4 targets, 2 with 5, and then I think 3, 4 or 3 and mastery with 7 targets each. Now with the present changes that have come into effect, look carefully. Now the Brutal Eradicator definitely is the weakest of the lot because it lacks the 5th slot. It's just a stupid mechanic that giving the fleet where the flag is the strongest, and now with the present when they bring out with the upgrades at upgrade level 2, the eradicators get extra slot. Same with shrikes and every hull therefore. So the flagship, which is supposed to be the strongest, becomes the weakest. Now here we see a ballistic survival of 116.42% and radioactive survival of 129.09. It's got 3 of the folded ferrite and 1 D6R. Now of the 4 eradicators, there are 2 which have got all folded ferrite, 5, and there are 2 which have got 4 folded ferrite and 1 D6R. Now you can see the ship with the 4 folded ferrite, 1 D6R and the radioactive resistor. It's got the highest health left. We are in half repair right now, and this is the state of the fleet. So 141.75 radioactive survival and 120 ballistic, but ballistic is not doing the damage. And now this with 5 folded ferrite, 131.9 radioactive. It's got a ballistic resistor. So 141 against 131. That's 8442 radioactive survival number. And this is 9072. It's about 600, which is making this difference in the ship's health. Now this ship has got a ballistic resistor with a D6R, 8802. So let's see, we are at 8442. This is at 8802 and this is at 9072. It's not big in the numbers. Now the ship's health, we've again gone back to escalation on numbers. This was the downfall for the game, with escalating numbers prior to refractor, when we have over damage coming in. All that was being done by devs or people above the devs is escalate numbers. Like if you have a turret doing damage 1, you bring out a hull that has got defenses, resist, deflections, which is 1.2, then you bring out another turret that is doing 2.2. It just kept escalating, and that just about destroyed the game. Refractor bought it back, and now this needless change to PvE by putting in survival. If it's a mechanic intended to work, as is now, it is not working. You guys have fucked it up completely. I don't know. In half repair with a fleet that is, it's a good fleet. It's got this got me through raid, and I've done these TLCs before where the fleet has been able to run all 7 targets. I did 6 now in half repair, and I'm at 5 hours 20 minutes. I started repairing a while back, so that's 5-6 minutes give or take. This is where we stand right now with the survival, ballistic survival and radioactive survival. I do not see the need to change resistances because it's completely been fucked over with what you guys have done. I have aborted that TLC now. It's This is the funny thing. You guys give out, these are TLCs given for lurker upgrades. Yeah, I thought I would do them. I did price pack 1 and 2, no problem. Price pack 3, I did 6 battles and aborted it. I could have put a 2 coin health on each ship and gone out, but no, that is not the criteria on which the player company interface should work. This is messed up beyond, and it is something, it is a huge thing, it has been planned. So if there are bugs in it, I can understand, but you can't explain that to the player base. You give out such a huge change. Every time there is bug, it's bugged in a way that it takes days, weeks to fix, because coding is a complex thing. It's the same mistakes repeated every time over years. So yeah, this needs, it just cannot go on. Now we will, like these bat rays in SSRB, the skirmish parameter, normal repair time, it was about, say, 6, 8, 10 minutes at max. Now it's 24 minutes. If it was 8 minutes, this 24 minutes repair now. That's in half repair, so it will get double, way more, like 48 minutes. So full time 8 minutes went to 48 minutes. That's where we stand, which is kind of odd, given it's, again, we are down to, these are like one build, this got just 1 CT and 1 X. You have another build that has 2 CT, 2 CTX of the C1 CT and 1 of the CT. But if you go by the numbers here, it's 146 concussive and 104 explosive. Main damage is coming from torpedoes, because right now the anti-torps are either failing to negate 75, that's 3 of 4 torps fired, or 100%. At times it will negate 2 or 3, that is very rare. Percentage wise, I would say 75% of the torpedoes on average are getting through. Now it relies in the special abilities, it relies on this explosive survival and concussive survival. This is not getting added up at all to the survival figures on the ship. Now these numbers should get boosted. It's just understanding that they're not, because duplicate aura cap of 5, so 648 multiplied by each ship to this one ship and itself, because it's 5. This is not adding up. That is why the damage is being taken. Now we as players can just put this forward as explanations to try and fix it, but from the time frame now till it's fixed, what happens? TLCs are going to keep running. Y'all are keeping half repair. That is doing absolutely fuck all. So where do we stand? You lose more players, but there are people who are interested to play, interested to coin. It is not worth their while anymore. It's the same with turrets. You had the Tempest, which was doing 3 million damage. It's bought down to 800k. Yes, good, it'll encourage base sitting, but when the Tempest was given out, no one checked the damage the Tempest does against the reflections of the ships, or force people to use the blitzing option with the Howler and force them to go into the channel with a blitz. The Dreads died to the Tempest, or did. The Basilisk, amazing hull given attack stats, paper thin, didn't work, a complete failure. In the last 2 months, you guys have come up with a lot of good stuff. Mechanics have fucked the game up completely. PvP was fucked, and now PvE, big change, bringing in survival stats, that's completely gone down the drain. People will keep playing, some will quit, but I mean, like, fuck's sake, you guys build the game, don't you even know what you need to do in order to make it work and keep the player base? This just, it just goes beyond logical reasoning that you guys are making a game so players play, the company makes money, and you guys are bringing out new content or trying to fix broken stuff, and the damage done to the player base is further. It's just quite appalling from a gaming company with a reputation that has been around for so long.